your roof. It's the most important protection against nature for your home or your business. That's why I trust the experts at Exterior Home Solutions.
Alongside Grant Ramey, I'm Rob Lewis. This is the Volquest.com Fast Break brought to you by Exterior Home Solutions. And Grant, it was a wild one in Athens today. I mean, Tennessee looked like headed for a blowout, looked like they were going to get blown out, and then, still just flat out stole one in the last 5 minutes.
I mean, when you compare it with Mississippi State Wednesday night, to get down 15, to get back to tied, to lose it in the final minute, and then here, get up 14, get down 11, close on a 15-1 run, come back and somehow win this basketball game. Good luck figuring out what this Tennessee basketball team is right now, but they got to win, improbable win. I don't know how they did it. Still don't know how they did it. Dalton Connect did it, I guess, but they needed it badly to answer Wednesday, but I'm not sure how they did it.
It's great. I mean, you were both joking about it, but we're both like delete, delete.
Yeah.
In the post game, and trying everything that we've written up to that point. And Dalton Connect he was fantastic. 34 points, 12 of 20.
36. Those two free throws in the final, seconds.
36. And then, and it was clutch. It
Right.
wasn't just a big game. It was clutch.
It was 16 in the first half, I think, 20 in the second half. I don't know how many in the final 8
13
minutes.
13 in the final 8.
In the final 8 minutes when Tennessee's coming back to win that game. And it's like you're trying to figure out what his career high is. He had 37 at Carolina. He had 24 at Wisconsin. He had 28 at Mississippi State Wednesday night. And Rick Barnes, we asked him about it after the game, like, have you had a player like this? He's like, yeah, Kevin Durant. When you're mentioned in that company, that tells you how elite he's been on the road.
I just wrote this, and I'm trying to think about it. It's early, but I think the last 2 games, in my mind, he stamped himself as the favorite for the player of the year in the conference. Is that too much hyperbole?
No, because we've seen him only 4 times on the road, and he's been crazy good on the road. If he can score, he had one little stretch there for 3 or 4 games where he didn't score a ton, but other than that, he's been the best player far and away on the court. He's been the guy that everybody's trying to stop, and he's still found ways to put up crazy numbers. So,
and it's Dalton Wait is going to overshadow it. But Zakai, another
Right.
really good game for Zakai, 18 points. He had some turnover problems, especially in the first half. And Jonas Adu was a man out here today.
What was impressive about Zakai? There's 6 turnovers all first half.
All first half.
Nothing in the second half. So for him to tighten up and play much better in the second half and to have 18, 5, and 5 on this run that he's been on the last 4 or 5 games is impressive. And for Jonas to answer the way he did, he said there was like a 2-hour film study after that Mississippi State game, and they're stressing the importance of being physical and all that stuff. And he comes out here and he has 15 rebounds, a career high, and 5 blocks. So for him to answer that way, for Zakai to answer in the second half, that's huge.
And he was big because they didn't get anything out of Tobey really today.
No.
Jonas held it down inside, and I don't want to harp on these guys or be overly critical, but man, again, on the road, your super seniors, the most experienced guys on this floor, didn't get a lot out of Josiah or Santi.
No, I don't know what's going on with him. He's not shooting it well. He hasn't shot it well the last couple times out. Rick was kind of happy with them defensively and what they did on the floor. There was one media timeout later in the second half before the comeback started where it's Santi inbounding to Joe out of a timeout and they turn it over. And those are 2 fifth-year seniors. Like, you can't have that. So they're going to have to be better. They're going to have to score more to take the load off of Dalton, off of Zakai, off of some of these guys. But whatever's going on, they got to figure it out offensively and produce some more.
Yeah, at the end of the game, this is one you can find plenty to gripe about,
Right.
Plenty to criticize. But at the end of the day, you went on the road and you flat out just stole a win. So that's kind of it for me in the final.
Right.
You could nitpick and there's plenty of ugly in that game. But at the end of the day, Tennessee got one when they didn't really play.
And Georgia had 110 straight. I don't know how good Georgia is.
Yeah,
They're not bad. I think Mike White's done a pretty good job. They got some guys on this team that can score it. Mississippi State's probably better than I thought. So to go on the road twice in a week and to come away with a split, it's not what you prefer, but you take it after the way these 2 games played out.
For sure. And Mississippi State, and this is not rocket science, but totally different team with Tony
Right.
Smith. Not having him the
1,000%.
first 12 games explains a lot of that 9-4 record. But at the end of the day, Tennessee's 2-1 after 3 games in the SEC. Go back home for a couple next week. And, I personally think when you get one like this, you feel like you got away with something. I
Right.
think it puts a little pep in your step.
Right.
And I'll be surprised if Tennessee doesn't benefit from this.
And then you go 2 home games, Florida, Alabama, and then they kind of have a bye week where they don't have a midweek game following that Alabama. So perform well at home and take care of business there, and you can kind of reestablish some momentum a little bit.
It wasn't pretty, but it was exciting. No doubt about it. Never a dull moment. He's Grant Ramey. I'm Rob Lewis. This has been the Exterior Home Solutions Fast Break.